Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. But the truth behind this movie hits way harder than you think.
Not all of them in the pros, but they all have something unique to bring to the game. Hey, Scab! I don't want trouble.
The Replacements looks like a fun underdog comedy, but behind the scenes, it's shockingly real. Here are insane facts.
Now he must lead a team of amateurs.
And here's where it gets crazy. Keanu Reeves didn't just show up and throw a football around. He went through a brutal 3-week training camp that mirrored real pro-level prep. Working with a former NFL quarterback and a college coach, he drilled everything: play calling, footwork, timing. We're talking 3-step, 5-step, even 7-step dropbacks over and over until it looks natural. He learned how to hit precise routes, hold kicks perfectly, and command a huddle as he belonged there. He even took real hits during practice and ended up with a stinger injury. On top of that, he studied John Elway to shape Falco's style.
Bengals with 2 seconds to go. And that was the good part of the week. At least then there was football.
But wait, it gets even more real. The entire story pulls straight from the chaos of the 1987 NFL strike. Back then, players walked out over contracts and money, leaving the league scrambling. So what did they do? They brought in replacement players, guys from semi-pro leagues, retired athletes, even players who had been cut. And somehow, it worked. The Washington Redskins went undefeated during that stretch and later won the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos. Even the quarterback tension mirrors reality, with Doug Williams and Jay Schroeder battling for control. This part might surprise you. Gene Hackman almost didn't take the role at all. At that point in his career, he had already played a legendary coach in Hoosiers, and stepping into another sports role didn't excite him. He was known for being selective, and this felt too familiar. But the filmmakers kept pushing, pointing out something different. This coach wasn't loud or over the top. He was calm, reflective, and focused on second chances. That shift changed everything. Hackman finally signed on, and his performance ended up grounding the entire film emotionally in a way that made everything else hit harder. And then they took it even further. Instead of relying on actors alone, the filmmakers brought in real football players to fill out the teams. That decision changed everything you see on screen. With Jim McMahon working as a consultant, actors were trained properly while real athletes handled the physical side of the game. The result? Movements felt authentic, hits looked natural, and plays flowed like actual football instead of staged action. It also allowed the director to use longer, wider shots without constantly cutting away. Watching those scenes almost feels like you're seeing a real broadcast unfold.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Leo, Franklin's down again.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
And this is where it got painful. The hits you see weren't just movie magic. Because real athletes were involved, the contact on the field felt real, and sometimes it was. Sure, they used hidden padding and carefully planned stunt sequences, but football is football. Players still walked away with bruises, sore muscles, and the kind of hits you can't fake. Even Keanu Reeves took real contact during training to sell the role. That physical edge added something you can't script. You feel every collision, every tackle. And honestly, it's a big reason the game scenes hit so hard. And here's a twist you probably didn't expect. That wild cheerleader bar scene, it wasn't even in the original script. It came later during rewrites, when the filmmakers realized something was missing. They needed a moment that showed who these players really were off the field. And suddenly, you get this chaotic, funny clash between rough, unpredictable players and the polished cheerleaders. It's messy, loud, and completely unforgettable. But more importantly, it builds chemistry. You start seeing them as a real team, flawed, mismatched, but connected. That one scene helped balance the comedy with actual character depth. But here's what really changed the film. Keanu Reeves didn't treat this like a comedy at all. While everything around him leaned into humor, he played Shane Falco with real weight. For him, this wasn't about laughs. It was about failure, pressure, and redemption. A quarterback who had already fallen once, trying to come back under the spotlight. He trained hard with real coaches, not just physically, but mentally, understanding how a quarterback thinks under pressure. That choice added something deeper. So while the team brought chaos and jokes, Falco grounded it with emotion, making the story feel surprisingly real.
Danny! I need that ball. Get me the ball.
You need the ball.
Get me the ball.
Get you the ball.
Are you gonna get me the ball? I'll get you the ball!
And right alongside him, Gene Hackman did the same thing. No jokes, no exaggeration. He played Coach McGinty like this was a full-on drama, calm, focused, and completely believable as a real NFL coach. And that contrast, it's what makes everything work. While the team is wild and unpredictable, Hackman stays locked in, treating every moment seriously. It grounds the chaos. It gives the story weight. And weirdly, it makes the funny moments land even harder. It's like watching one steady force trying to control absolute madness, and you can't look away. Now imagine stepping onto an actual NFL field. That's exactly what they did. Many of the game scenes were filmed inside M&T Bank Stadium, home of the Baltimore Ravens. Not a set, an actual stadium. Real locker rooms, real sidelines, real lighting blasting down from above. The production even used broadcast-style camera angles, the same way real games are filmed. And you can feel it. The scale, the noise, the atmosphere. It's all there. Even the actors said it felt like a real game day. That kind of energy is impossible to fake.
I'm the man! You got me the ball! I got you the ball! You got the ball! You got me the ball! You got me the ball!
And just when you think they might cut corners, they didn't. The play calling you hear in the film is built on real football language. With guidance from Jim McMahon, the cast learned how quarterbacks actually communicate on the field. It's not random shouting, it's coded language, mixing numbers, colors, and signals to confuse the defense. Keanu Reeves practiced delivering those calls naturally, like he was leading a real team. That detail might seem small, but it makes a huge difference. It pulls you in and makes every play feel authentic. And here's something you probably felt without noticing. The games aren't edited like sports scenes. They're cut like war sequences. Fast-paced edits, constant movement, chaos from every angle. 1 second, you're in a tight close-up of helmets crashing. The next, you're pulled back into a wide stadium shot, showing the full play unfold. It keeps your eyes locked in. The rhythm feels intense, almost like a battle scene instead of a football match. That style adds urgency, making every hit feel bigger, every play feeling critical. It's not just football. You're watching controlled chaos unfold in real time. But here's where things shifted after filming. Early test audiences felt something was missing. The romance just didn't land. It was there, but too subtle, almost forgettable. So the filmmakers went back and made adjustments, not by adding big dramatic scenes, but through small, quiet moments, meaningful looks, softer interactions, and little pauses that made the connection feel real. It didn't take over the story, but it added just enough heart. Suddenly, the emotional side clicked. The underdog journey felt more complete. Sometimes it's not about adding more. It's about adding the right moments in the right places. And this might be the most surprising part of all. Keanu Reeves reportedly gave up a huge chunk of his salary just to bring Gene Hackman into the film. The budget was tight, and landing a 2-time Oscar winner wasn't easy, but Reeves pushed for it, believing Hackman would elevate the entire movie, and he wasn't wrong. What's even more interesting, he had done something similar before, taking a pay cut to work with Al Pacino on The Devil's Advocate. It's rare to see that kind of move in Hollywood, choosing the film over the paycheck.
The players' strike became official at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Now picture this, thousands of real fans filling the stands, reacting like it's an actual game. That's exactly what they used. Instead of relying on CGI, the production brought in massive crowds of extras who cheered, booed, and celebrated like it was real. And the energy? You can feel it through the screen. To make the stadium look even fuller, they moved crowd sections around between takes and reused angles during editing. Simple tricks, but incredibly effective. The reactions feel natural because they are natural. That's why the stadium scenes don't just look real, they feel alive.
The veterans are here. It was not pretty in the parking lot. How about Darryl Grant? He stands in front of the bus. He takes his fist and he breaks the window of the bus. Oh, you got it!
And here's the part that almost didn't happen. The NFL refused to support the film entirely. No logos, no team names, nothing. The reason? The story hit too close to the real-life strike situation, and the league didn't want to revisit that controversy, so the filmmakers had to build everything from scratch. A completely fictional league, fictional teams, like the Washington Sentinels, and entirely original branding. And somehow, it still looked real. That's what makes it even more impressive. Without official backing, they recreated the entire world so convincingly that most viewers never questioned it. So yeah, what looked like a simple comedy turned out to be way more real than anyone expected, packed with insane behind-the-scenes dedication. Which fact surprised you the most? Drop it below. And if you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe, because there's a lot more crazy stories coming your way.